The race to find more survivors in Turkey and Syria as the death toll climbs to above 25,000. People are still being found alive 6 days on, the living telling harrowing stories of their brush with death.
The whole building started shaking. The walls fell on top of me. I couldn't move.
Also tonight, 15 arrests in Merseyside following violence disorder outside a hotel for asylum seekers.
I'm on the red carpet at the Brit Awards, where Harry Styles and Wet Leg are leading the nominations. I'll have the latest live from the O2.
Ringrose goes to the handle. Ringrose!
And delight in Dublin as Ireland hold off France in the Six Nations.
This is ITV News with Gamal Fahnbulleh.
Good evening. When the scale of destruction first became apparent following the Turkish and Syrian earthquakes this week, there were shocking estimates that the number of dead could reach 20,000. Tonight, the number of confirmed fatalities is above 25,000, with rescue efforts still underway across southern Turkey and northern Syria. But remarkably, 6 days after the event and in the depths of winter, people are still being pulled out alive, and rescuers are working frantically to save anyone who can still be saved. Peter Smith reports from the town of Nadaga in Turkey, where hope still exists, but is fading.
Now pockmarking the landscape across southern Turkey, thousands of broken buildings have become makeshift graves. It's hard to imagine anyone could survive this. And yet, we find 67-year-old Munawar, rescued from this rubble and just released from hospital. She's come back to see what's left of her home. "We thought you were dead," her neighbours cry. "How did you make it out alive?" She knows she is one of Turkey's minor miracles.
The whole building started shaking. The walls fell on top of me. I couldn't move. I was trapped like that for 24 hours. Then I heard a voice calling out, "Is there anyone in here?" I shouted back, "I'm here, I'm here." I've been told my husband is dead. They found his body 3 days ago under the rubble.
The chances of finding anyone still alive are diminishing rapidly. But suddenly, one of the thermal cameras starts detecting heat. This rescue scene has just fallen totally silent because, against all odds, on the 6th day of searching, the team here believes they have now found signs of life. The rescue team calls down. "If you can hear us, make a noise." But the silence is unbroken. They get back to work. This is agonising for those waiting. It's the hope that starts to hurt. The number of confirmed dead in Turkey and Syria has today gone above 25,000, and those still searching know they are now likely just recovering bodies for funerals. Peter Smith, ITV News, Nadaga.
Well, British rescuers have managed to pull at least 2 people alive from the rubble today. The team in Hatay province saved a man and a woman from a collapsed block of flats after a 20-hour operation. They have worked on 50 collapsed buildings and rescued a total of 8 people so far.
We've been here for quite a few days now, working really hard. We've rescued quite a few now. I think one of the most important rescues we did was a family of a child, a young child, and a mother and a father, which was really, really great.
And the main charity appeal for the earthquake survivors has raised more than £50 million in just 2 days. The Disasters Emergency Committee has received £52.8 million in donations so far. You can donate if you wish at dec.org.uk or by phoning the number on the screen. Or you can text the word support to 70787 to donate £10. Now, 15 people have been arrested following violent disorder among protesters outside a hotel for asylum seekers. A police officer and 2 members of the public were injured, and a police van was set alight during the unrest in Knowsley, Merseyside last night. Kelly Foran reports.
A police van up in flames. Riot police were called in after missiles were thrown at officers outside this Merseyside hotel currently providing refuge for asylum seekers. It was surrounded by crowds, some, as can be heard on this footage, chanting, "Get them out." Get them out! Get them out! In the time we were here today, only one person left the hotel, others too scared.
Did you feel?
Afraid, sure. Afraid. But...
How long have you been staying here?
1 month.
One refugee who didn't want to talk on camera said, "I didn't feel safe in my country and I don't feel safe here." Claire Mosley founded a refugee charity and was here as part of a counter-protest. She's been in communication with those inside.
How can they live there now? How are they going to feel? They're never going to be able to leave. They're never going to be able to walk out the door.
The people inside the hotel, what have they said to you? What did the text messages say?
They said, "Please get us out. Please, we just don't want to stay here. Please, can we move to another city?" That's all they want. They just want to move, and I don't blame them.
A banner saying "This is our city" left on fire-scorched ground. But the local MP for this area has said those demonstrating last night do not represent this community.
When you think that our area has been a sanctuary for refugees and for people fleeing war and famine and persecution.
15 people have been arrested. The youngest of those was 13 years old. Merseyside police say one officer and 2 members of the public received slight injuries and have labelled last night's destruction as dangerous and disgraceful. Kelly Foran, ITV News, Knowsley.
Another news today, and a man has died and another remains in hospital after they were stabbed in the early hours of this morning in East London. The 2 men in their 20s were stabbed outside a bar near West Ham's London Stadium. The pair made their own way to hospital, where one later died. Residents have been told to stay indoors and keep windows closed following a large fire at a recycling plant near Ipswich and Suffolk. The fire service said the fire was under control. And the Metropolitan Police have been urged to reopen their Partygate investigation into Downing Street's illegal lockdown gatherings. A member of London's Police and Crime Committee says new information in an ITV News podcast, Partygate, the inside story, should be taken into account. Now, the UK's biggest annual music awards, the Brits, are taking place tonight. Harry Styles will be there, trying to repeat his success at the Grammys. Our entertainment reporter, Rishi Davda, is on the red carpet at London's O2. And Rishi, a glamorous event tonight, but these awards are not without controversy.
Well, a year after the Brits did away with male and female categories in the Artist of the Year award, we've got a situation where there are no female nominees up for Best Artist. Harry Styles, Stormzy, George Ezra, Central C and Fred again make up that all-male list. When the list was announced, it drew widespread criticism, but Brits organisers were keen to point out that maybe it was an issue with the industry as a whole. They said that in 2022, fewer high-profile women would put music out in circulation. They were obviously disappointed by the fact that there were no female nominees. They went on to say that if a pattern emerges, the onus will be on the industry to deal with the issue. In terms of the nominations, Harry Styles is up for 4, Best Pop Act, Best Artist, Song of the Year and Album of the Year. Some predict he could take home all 4. He'll face some stiff competition from the likes of Stormzy, Dua Lipa and Wet Leg. This year, for the first time ever, the show is being held on a Saturday for 2 reasons. Firstly, to try and stave off declining viewing figures, but also to give celebrities the chance to have a little bit more fun without having to worry about waking up early tomorrow morning. Plenty of good performances lined up. We've got the likes of Lizzo, Lewis Capaldi, Sam Smith and more. The Brits will be live on ITV1 and ITVX from 8:30 tonight.
OK, Rishi, thank you. And you can watch the Brit Awards, as Sir Rishi said, tonight here on ITV1 and ITVX from 8:30. In sport, it's been a great day for Ireland in rugby's Six Nations.
Oh, what a pass that is to get that away. Ringrose goes for the handoff. Ringrose!
In the battle between the world's two top-ranked teams, Ireland beats last year's Grand Slam winners France 32 points to 19 in Dublin, scoring 4 tries. The world's #1 team have now won both of their opening 6 Nations matches. And in the Premier League, big spending Chelsea failed to win again despite fielding a new £200 million forward line. They were held to a 1-1 draw at West Ham. Leaders Arsenal also dropped points in a 1-1 draw against Brentford. And that is it. I'm back with the late news after the Brits. Make sure you do watch that. It's going to be a great event. Until then, do enjoy what is left of your evening. Bye.
Today we'll see warmer temperatures moving in from the east, especially around tea time. Heinz no added sugar beans sponsors ITV National Weather.
Good evening to you. Cloudy skies for many of us as we head through the rest of this weekend. A little better and brighter into tomorrow. Winter sunshine set to return for the luckier ones, and generally speaking staying dry for the time being too. We've got a lot of cloud capping the temperatures in the next few hours. Where we've got clearer skies, a touch of mist and shallow fog forming through parts of the southwest and Wales there, and a bit of a breeze through the Irish Sea, not amounting to too much. Temperatures well above freezing, keeping it frost-free, just a little chillier through glens of northeastern Scotland, and here a slight patchy frost in the most prone zones come dawn. Into tomorrow morning, a lot of cloud from the word go for those up bright and early, missing out on a lie-in. The best of the brighter skies developing through the afternoon as that cloud is nibbled away. The best of the sunshine across the north and the west. Again, a breeze through the southwest into the Irish Sea, and highs of 10 or 11 degrees. A little lower than today, but not bad for the time of year.
Heinz no added sugar beans sponsors ITV National Weather.